Okay, my name is Malcolm James. I work for a company in Vienna called DEKI, and my position is HSSE and projects kind of lead, but I'm more involved with the business development of DEKI. My company is located in Vienna, as I just said, and our company is based on computer AI vision, we call it, is a kind of general term for what we do. But basically we use the client's existing CCTV camera system to actually produce HSSE reports and operational reports and security reports based on those existing cameras. But the cameras themselves are only the image. So we take the image and we put that image into our system, and that system then analyzes every one of those images, and we can do many things. From a HSSE point of view, we can detect whether people are in the wrong locations, so maybe without permits to work. We can also detect details like gloves, face mask, shoes, covered skin, because a lot of the industry that we've been dealing with until now has been LNG. Now, LNG is liquefied natural gas. It is stored at minus 162 degrees to be precise, and that gives a lot of HSSE hazard, because if it leaks, that leak can cause serious personal injury to people. And as my past company, which was Shell, they decided that we couldn't accept that kind of low assurance. So we checked we had a 24/7 monitoring, but that 24/7 monitoring was one guy monitoring 240 cameras. There's no way that he could see all the incidents that were taking place. So consequently, we were missing at least 80% of all incidents. Now that's not at an acceptable level. The DEKI system will report every incident 24/7, day or night, without fail. The outcome from that can then we can send that information, the status, as an immediate alarm if it's very urgent, a major incident, or it's a report that can be sent every shift, every day, every week, every month, depending on what the client wants. In the case of Shell, they wanted it once a month. Now, to achieve that at my previous FM company, we had our most experienced project manager. He spent 2 weeks per month preparing a report for Shell, which was delivered in one afternoon. This is not a good use of his time. Our system will automate that whole process, and the reports that can be generated are exactly what the client asks for. If he wants to change something, great. But if we go back to the cameras, say most of the LNG stations that I work with have 6 cameras generally, and those 6 cameras can be detecting. On camera 1, you can have maybe 5 or 6 different detections, maybe gloves, helmets, as I talked about earlier, but also the next camera can have another 6, a different 6, and the next camera, a different 6. So by using the 6 cameras and integrating all the output from that, we can produce a report that is completely holistic on that site, and will capture everything. And you're only using the existing cameras. It's a fantastic thing, you know. And the other great advantage is we do not need the cloud. We don't use cloud. Cloud is unsafe as far as we're concerned, because a lot of personal data cannot be shown to anyone. As it is, we already pixelate out faces and whatever on our reports. We don't have to, but in most countries it's illegal to show people's faces and personal information, so we can't share that. But we do that all locally. We have edge computing. Now, the edge computers take all the inputs, process it, and send an output. And that output is a simple CSV type report, so Excel if you like, another name, or a direct alarm to a responsible person. And that's kind of what we do. It's a bit like Mission Impossible, but our system's 10 times better than Mission Impossible. You watch Mission Impossible, ours is 10 times better than that. We don't just do facial, we do everything. A change is something I've been going through all my life. But basically, I started off with when computers were actually hardly used by anyone except for places like NASA and other things like that. but now they're actually in everyday life. And in my world, in the oil and gas world, which is where I mainly come from, computers are responsible for everything. So that's one form of change. But even now, the revolution's continuing. You know, with digital twin and all these other digital enterprises that we're working with. And for a leader to lead that, you need to have a focus. You need to know what are you trying to achieve. I think that you should always start with where are you trying to get to, and not trying to start off with a box and then say, oh, well, I can apply it for that. You start off with the problem. Know your problem, and then from that problem, work backwards from that and find the solution that's most appropriate for that particular thing. And do not get deflected by particularly people trying to sell you systems and computers and this and that software and whatever software. Focus on what you're trying to achieve. Do not get deflected by side people and side issues. Focus, 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 focus. And to make a good leader is to then bring your team with you. You can't do this alone. Many people think they can, but they actually can't. You must bring your team with you. So you need to engage with them first. You set up a critical set of rules of how you're going to execute this change, and you stick with it. You do not get deflected. And that's mainly a success that you'll achieve success that way. Couple of things actually. I actually enjoyed both days. It's our first ever visit to AUTOMA. So from a company point of view, you know, has it achieved the value that we expected? It's not a cheap thing to come to. You know, we have to invest money to come here. We have to buy the tickets, blah, blah, blah. And we weren't sure what kind of people, but we actually have 90% of the people here are the people we need to talk to. They're the right people in oil and gas. They're the right people with the right background, with the right level of authority to actually allow us to sell our new technology, another form of digitalization, I guess, to their particular market. And that's really been very helpful. And it's the way it's been handled by, you know, our personal manager has done a great job of introducing us to more companies than we would have ever known about. She's done great. And so far, today is another one of those days for meeting, greeting. We've been having interviews all day. You know, interviews, discussions. And it's absolutely wonderful. Love it. We would come again.